Security, Asia. This is the one picture all of North Korea fears most. North Korea actually repaired the war damage faster than South Korea, which had been far less damaged during the war. A more enduring impact of the bombing is that it has been used as a propaganda tool by the Kim regime to instill hatred in all their citizens from a very young age. As Bruce Cumings explained, every North Korean knows about this, it's drilled into their minds. As tensions between North Korea and the United States reach a fever pitch, it's worth remembering the origins of the hostility, the Korean War. The general parameters of the war are well known. The conflict began when Kim Il-sung's forces invaded South Korea in June 1950 with the tacit, if reluctant, support of Joseph Stalin and Mao Zedong. Kim's forces quickly overran their southern counterparts and were on the brink of unifying the peninsula before U.S. forces intervened under the guise of the United Nations. They quickly pushed the North Korean forces back across the 38th parallel and threatened to unify the entire peninsula until a massive force of Chinese volunteers intervened and pushed the American and South Korean forces back to the 38th parallel. Thereafter, the two sides settled into a stalemate that more or less persisted until an armistice was signed in 1953. Less well remembered, at least in the United States, is that America waged a mercilessly air campaign against North Korea during the conflict. As the eminent historian on the war, Bruce Cumings, puts it, what hardly any Americans know or remember is that we carpet-bombed the North for 3 years with next to no concern for civilian casualties. Recommended, report, U.S. Army is now weak indeed. Major General Emmett O'Donnell, who led the Far East Bomber Command of B-29s that participated in the bombings, described the plan as going to work burning 5 major cities in North Korea to the ground, and to destroy completely every one of about 18 major strategic targets. Curtis LeMay boasted that Strategic Air Command burned down just about every city in North and South Korea both. He also estimated that over a period of 3 years or so, we killed off 20% of the population. And future Secretary of State Dean Rusk, who also served in the State Department under the Truman administration, would say that the United States bombed everything that moved in North Korea, every brick standing on top of another. Recommended, a hypersonic arms race is coming. As the official U.S. Air Force historian of this time period, during the last year of the Korean hostilities, American air power executed the dominant role in the achievement of the military objectives of the United States and of the United Nations. No single air operation so gravely affected the Communists as the simple destruction of 2 agricultural irrigation dams, for this operation, too terrible to execute in its entirety, portended the devastation of the most important segment of the North Korean agricultural economy. North Korea actually repaired the war damage faster than South Korea, which had been far less damaged during the war. A more enduring impact of the bombing is that it has been used as a propaganda tool by the Kim regime to instill hatred in all their citizens from a very young age. As Bruce Cumings explained, every North Korean knows about this, it's drilled into their minds. Zachary Keck, at Zachary Keck, is the Wallstatter Public Affairs Fellow at the Nonproliferation Policy Education Center. Read full article.